Welcome to our Scorecard.vc tutorial, where we help investors, startups, and service providers score and connect easier than ever before. Let's look at creating and editing your profile. Having a profile on Scorecard is free forever and offers you the ability to view listings, access our academy, and track other users, which can be used to run a Scorecard report when you have a live post. Once you have completed your sign-up, you'll be brought to a screen to complete your profile. From here, you can click the menu, click Edit Profile, and you'll be able to add important information like your profile image, quick bio, and more details about yourself that are searchable by other users. After you have completed your profile, you can browse through the respective lists to find investment opportunities under the Funding tab, companies seeking capital in which to invest under the Deal Flow tab, and service professionals who support startups under the Resources tab. When you find a listing of interest, click on it to view the profile, then you can click the Track button, which will convert to a Score and Connect button once you have a live post. You can access all profiles you are tracking in your dashboard. When you create a live post, Scorecard's team will check to make sure you are not missing any profile fields, which will be listed in the first email you receive about your post. Remember, creating a profile is free for life, so you do not have any risk to get started. Now, let's look at creating a post with Scorecard.vc. A post is the heart of our platform, which allows you to connect with other users by running Scorecard reports. When you run a Scorecard report, our custom scoring system will show you how you compare with the other party based on their preferences, and you will be able to connect with them based on meeting their minimum score requirement. For example, the Scorecard report is how a startup or fund will submit an application when above an investor's minimum score. For investors deploying capital, the Scorecard report is how you send invitations to startups or funds to apply. For service providers, the Scorecard report is how you connect with potential startup clients. The Scorecard report provides you with a full breakdown of information as to how others meet your thesis or opportunity, giving you the best information to decide on which leads to pursue as a part of your due diligence and decision-making process. To start, click Create Post in the header. Investors have two types of posts to choose from, which include deploying capital to find startups and funds in which to invest, in addition to raising capital for a fund or special purpose vehicle, regardless of whether it is a debt or equity opportunity. Startups and service providers are given a single option to focus on their main goal of raising capital and finding clients, respectively. Before you start creating a post, it's important to review the information needed. You can expand each of the sections to review, and we highly recommend not entering any information into a section until you at least know the required fields, which are indicated with a red asterisk. As you enter information, you can select Save Section for each. Saving information throughout your post as a draft is free for life, so it's a good idea to get started as early as possible. Scorecard offers you the best experience by distilling down the questions to mostly shortened fields with the options already displayed, along with quick access to free templates in our library. It's important to remember that you will only have to enter this information once, and then it will be stored in your account. While many of the fields are not required, we recommend you offer as much information as possible to help the other user make the most informed decision. Before you can finalize your post, you will need to select between the visibility options, which include public and private. Public posts are available for everyone to see, track, run scorecards, and apply or send invitations, while private posts are meant for anyone who only wants to attract users from whom they send a private invitation link. Both public and private posts allow you to run an unlimited number of Scorecard reports, track users, and are accessible within your pipeline. Once you have completed the post fields, choose between your monthly or annual subscription, and note that the annual option includes an automatic 20% discount. If you have not previously entered a credit card, you will need to wait until the checkbox appears next to your card before you can proceed. You are given a full 7-day free trial when creating a post, and you can cancel anytime, even before the end of the trial, and you will not incur any charges. After you have created your post, you can browse through the respective lists to find investment opportunities under the Funding tab, companies seeking capital in which to invest under the Deal Flow tab, and service providers who support startups under the Resources tab. When you find a listing of interest, Click on it to view their profile, then you can run the Score and Connect button if the other party has a live post. You can keep track of all the scorecards you have ran by accessing them in your dashboard. For investors deploying capital, you will receive an email notification when a startup or fund scores above your minimum, which will appear in your pending applicants pipeline. From here, you can organize your applications based on the stage of review, whether you pass or approve the deal and move it to your due diligence pipeline, which is listed under your Accepted tab. Once you have independently made a decision in your due diligence, you can simply update your deal under the Accepted tab as to whether or not you invested or passed. Please note, your due diligence is completely separate from Scorecard.vc. For startups with live posts, you can keep track of which investors you have submitted to in your dashboard under the Applied tab, and you will receive notifications when any investor in which you have applied moves you throughout their pipeline. You can edit or update your live post for free at any time from your dashboard by clicking under the respective goal in the sidebar. From here, click on Posts, then select your post, update the fields, and then click Update Post at the bottom of the page. If you wish to cancel your post at any time, you can simply click Cancel Post, confirm, and your post will be removed and you will not incur any additional charges. Once your post has been canceled, it will be stored under your post archive with all of your most recent information. You can restart your subscription at any time by clicking Relist, then Create Post at the bottom, which will already include all of your previous posts' information, which you can also edit and update. Creating a post allows you to maximize the potential of Scorecard.vc, and you can get started for free by creating a draft or with your 7-day free trial. Now, let's look at the Scorecard Report, which is the heart of our technology. The Scorecard Report is a tool that helps compare your opportunity to a preferred matched pair. Whether you are a startup or fund raising capital from an investor seeking to deploy capital into a fund or a startup, or a service provider seeking to connect with potential startup clients, the Scorecard Report is your gateway for access. The Scorecard Report is only available when both you and the other party have a live scoring post. To access, click on any listing to look for the green Score and Connect button. If this button only offers tracking, then at least one or both of the parties does not have a live post to score against, but you can track anyone to store in your dashboard and run a Scorecard Report later when you have a live post. When a startup or fund who is raising capital runs a Scorecard Report, they will only be able to submit an application if they are above the investor's minimum score, which will be indicated in green. If they are below, then the score will appear in red and the Apply button will not be available. For investors deploying capital, the Invitation button will be unlocked for all Scorecard Reports, which you can send to the other party to remove the minimum score for them to apply. You also have the options to track or pass on deals directly from the Scorecard Report. Service providers can connect with startups using the same method of a minimum score. You can view all of your Scorecard Reports in your dashboard based on whether you are raising or deploying capital, or in the Resource tab for service providers. The Scorecard Report can be shared via the link with anyone else offsite to review, but it does require them to at least have a free account to view it. It's important to remember that the Scorecard Report and scoring algorithm are for research only, and that they are not offering financial advice as a member of FINRA, a broker-dealer, or a registered investment advisor. The Scorecard Report is only offered to help you consider what deals to begin reviewing in your own due diligence pipeline, and is not intended to be a replacement for your own thorough decision-making process. To start running unlimited scorecards, click Create Post in the header or in the menu on mobile. Now, let's look at your dashboard on Scorecard.vc. The dashboard is essentially your control panel, offering everything from access to your posts, messages, scorecards, and more. The dashboard is divided into sections based on your account type. For startups and funds raising capital, you can manage all your engagement with investors deploying capital, including the scorecards you've ran, anyone you are tracking, and funding in which you have applied, along with invitations you have received to apply for funding, and any post you have created, whether live or archived. For investors deploying capital, you have all of these same features for startups and funds in which you are tracking, you have invited to apply for funding, or that have already applied for funding. You can also view your pending applications, where you have the ability to manage the application process, message the user, and view their scorecard. Using the application management buttons will allow you to organize your pipeline and keep your applicants anonymously updated of their application status. If you are interested in an applicant, you can move them from the application pipeline to your official due diligence pipeline by clicking Approve Start Due Diligence. From here, you can review the deal independently, then update Scorecard on your official due diligence decision on whether you have invested or passed. You can also view any deals in which you have rejected, whether they are from the pending applicants pipeline or your due diligence pipeline. Startups can use the Resources tab to manage applications to review, accept, or reject service providers. Finally, you can use the My Account tab to access your messages, edit your public profile or account information like username and password, or cancel your account. We're always adding new features to the dashboard, so keep an eye out for updates coming soon. Now, let's look at the funding ledger, where you can find access to investors deploying capital to startups and funds. To get started, click Funding in the header or in the menu on mobile devices. From here, you can view all funding listings as they are added in real time. You can customize your view based on the filters, which allows you to sort your view to anyone with a live post only for scoring, in addition to a variety of options. We even have a personalized list that auto-sets some of your basic filters, and you can always refine your search for the best results. When you have your preferred results, click on any of the listings to view the profile and options to track or score. If you or the other party does not have a live scoring post, you can always track them and then have them listed in your dashboard under Tracking to run future scoring reports when you do have a live post. New opportunities are constantly being added to our funding ledger, and you will get a more personalized list every week when you have a live scoring post. To get started, create a free profile with Scorecard.vc, then click the Funding tab in the header or on the menu on mobile. Now, let's look at the Deal Flow ledger, where you can find access to startups or funds who are raising capital. To get started, click the Deal Flow in the header or in the menu on mobile devices. Everyone can view startup listings, but only investors who indicate their thesis includes funds or special purpose vehicles can view these options under Deal Flow. From here, you can view all Deal Flow listings as they are added in real time. You can even customize your view based on the filters, which allow you to sort to anyone with live post only for scoring, in addition to a variety of options. We even have a personalized list that auto-sets some of your basic filters, and you can always refine your search for the best results. When you have your preferred results, click on any of the listings to view profile and options to track or score. If you or the listing party do not have a live scoring post, you can always track them and find them in your dashboard under Tracking to run future scorecards once you have a live post. New listings are constantly being added to our Deal Flow ledger, and you will get a more personalized list every week when you have a live scoring post. To get started, create a free profile with Scorecard.vc, then click the Deal Flow tab in the header or on the menu in mobile. Now, let's look at the Resources ledger, where you can find access to the best service providers looking to help startups with their fundraise and beyond. To get started, click Resources in the header or in the menu on mobile devices. From here, you can view all resource listings as they are added in real time. You can customize your view based on filters, which allow you to sort to anyone with a live post for scoring, in addition to a variety of options. We even have a personalized list that auto-sets some of your basic filters, and you can always refine your search for the best results. When you have your preferred results, click on any of the listings to view the profile and options to track or score. If you or the listing party does not have a live scoring post, you can always track them and find that tracking list in your dashboard to run future scorecard reports once you have a live post. New listings are constantly being added to our resource ledger, and you will get a personalized list every week when you have a live scoring post. To get started, create a free profile with Scorecard.vc, then click the Resources tab in the header or on the menu on mobile devices. Now, let's look at Tracking with Scorecard.vc. Tracking is essentially favoriting with functionality. Anyone can track a potential lead for investment or fundraising for free, even before you create a live post. As an added bonus, investors tracking startups and funds raising capital will always remain anonymous, and you will receive updates when the party raising capital updates fields like the goal changing from preparing to a live fundraise, the round percentage commitment increasing, and more. Tracking is a great way to follow a deal without any risk, whether you are looking to join this current round or participate at a later stage. To begin tracking someone, you can use the filters to search for funding if you are seeking capital, deal flow if you are investing capital, or resources if you are seeking service providers to help your startup. Once you find a listing of interests, click on it to view their profile. If you and the other party both have a live post, the Score and Connect button will appear, and you can click the button to run a scorecard report to view your score, potentially connect, and track the user. Regardless of how you began tracking a third party, you can access everyone you are tracking by clicking the menu and accessing your dashboard. Your tracking will be sorted based on whether you found the lead on the funding, deal flow, or resource ledger. From here, you can view the lead, and if you both have a scoring post, you can view the scorecard report. If you do not have a scoring post, you can access the tracking list to run scorecard reports once your post is live. Now, let's look at the applications process with Scorecard.vc. The application button is only available to startups or funds who are raising capital with a live scoring post. To access the application button, you will need to locate an investor deploying capital with a live post from the funding ledger, then click Score and Connect. If your score is above the investor's minimum, the Apply for Funding button will be green and available to click. If you are below the investor's minimum, you will not be allowed to apply for funding unless you receive an invitation from the investor, which removes the minimum score threshold. Scorecard.vc will generate a target list and offer weekly suggestions when you create a live post, and you can run an unlimited number of scorecards to find investors in which you can apply. Investors are always seeking new opportunities to fund startups like yours, so it's important to have a live post when you are currently fundraising or even preparing to fundraise. Get started by clicking Create Post in the header or the menu on mobile, and your first 7 days of your post is free, as is creating a draft. Now, let's look at the invitations process with Scorecard.vc. Invitations are a special feature only available for investors deploying capital and startups seeking service providers when they have a live scoring post. For investors deploying capital with a live post, you can view startups and funds by clicking the Deal Flow tab in the header or in the menu on mobile, then click Score and Connect when the party also has a live post. When the invite button is visible, you can send the invitation to the third party with a short message. This invitation will remove the minimum score to apply for funding, and you have an unlimited number of invitations to send while you have a live scoring post. You can view all invitations you have sent from your dashboard along with your pending applicants. For startups with a live post, you can view and score service providers by clicking the Resources tab in the header or in the menu on mobile and clicking the Score and Connect button when the other party also has a live post. When the invite button is visible, you can send the invitation to the third party with a short message. The invitation will remove the minimum score to apply, and you have an unlimited number of invitations to send while you have a live scoring post. You can view all invitations you have sent from your dashboard along with your pending applicants. The invitation button is a powerful feature that gives you the ability to connect with others and find the best opportunities. Thanks for watching, and remember, you can start using this feature and more for free by signing up at Scorecard.vc.